Coming up, we have your May 2022 Las Vegas real estate market update.
Hey everyone, I'm Steve.
And I'm Kristen.
We are the Thomas Group with Real Broker, your local Las Vegas and Henderson Realtors, here today to bring you your Las Vegas May real estate market update from the very sunny Lake Las Vegas here in Henderson.
Yes, yeah, we've done our market update here before, but it's been a while, and Lake Las Vegas is booming, isn't it?
Yeah, it's certainly. I mean, it's Friday morning right now, and it's fairly busy. People walking around, having breakfast, getting in and out the shops. There's hotels here as well if you're not familiar with the area, and people will come and vacation here because it's about 20 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. And you do feel like you're out in the middle of the desert kind of when you're driving out here. So you're far enough separated from the hustle and bustle of the Strip, but you can also get some of the amazing desert views around here. I mean, the mountains and the sunsets are phenomenal.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and there's activities that you can do here on the lake. You can do paddle boarding, rent different boats. You can play on inflatables in the water. They've got events out here. And another reason we're out here is I'm going to be doing a series of videos updating everyone on all the new construction that is coming up out here.
Yeah, Kristen loves Lake Las Vegas.
I do.
So yeah, if you've got questions about this area, reach out to Kristen. She knows all of the builders here in the community, and a lot of the homeowners as well. So yep, she's your resource if you need anything Lake Las Vegas. So should we get into the numbers for the month of April?
Yes, let's do it. So we're finally seeing a little change, aren't we?
Yeah, well, you know what, it's funny because we're going to discuss this in the numbers. Although there's more inventory now and there have been fewer homes sold than last month and last year, the price is still going up. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Okay,
yeah, so let's start with our single family homes. And just as a reminder, this is for our data for the month ending April. We get that data in May. So the median sales price of single family homes closed at $475,000. That was still up 3.3% from the previous month and up 26.7% from the same time last year. And I think I mentioned last month, but Las Vegas Metro was definitely in the top 5 of large cities in terms of appreciation nationally. The sales were 3,001. Now that is where we're seeing a change from that steady increase that we've been seeing. That is down 8.3% from the previous month and down 14.9% from the same time last year. What do you make of that, Steve?
Well, last year was crazy busy.
Yeah.
Not a big surprise that it's 14% down there. The 8% down, I think that's kind of, if I was to guess where we would have been this month, based on the fact that people were waiting to see what happens with interest rates. Yep. It's just, I feel like there's been a little uncertainty in the market recently, so that it was only natural to see that. So we're getting more inventory, which is phenomenal, but don't forget, this is still very, very heavily a seller's market. And until we get roughly 6 months of inventory, that's what we call a balanced market, and right now we've got less than 1 month.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you quickly touched on interest rates, and I did just want to dig into that a little bit more, because I do think that's something that people are taking into account as they decide if they want to buy investment properties or second homes. So interest rates currently, they've gone up way faster than we actually anticipated. I think everybody was thinking, would they be around 4% by the end of the year?
We're over 5.
Yeah,
already.
We're over 5. We're in the low 5s right now. So just so you kind of know what to expect. I mean, it's important to have a good lender to kind of weigh everything out with you and explain, right, what's going on.
And just kind of like piggybacking off of that, if you're buying new construction right now, what we haven't seen a lot of previously, but we are seeing now, is not only the builders, lenders actually giving you what they call a rate lock, but outside lenders, like the lender that we work with a lot, David at Guild Mortgage, they're also doing rate locks now. So
you mean a longer rate lock? Because you used to be able to lock it in like 30, 60 days before, right?
Well, sometimes like Guild Mortgage wouldn't do that at all until the home is built into a certain phase. Now, of course, with delays on lumber, AC appliance. I mean, pretty much across the board, right? Like, we can expect further delays. So I think locking in a rate right now is probably a smart thing to do if you are buying new construction.
Yeah.
Because the builders are going to be, let's say 12 months out on an average. Where's the rate going to be in 12 months? My personal opinion is that it's going to be higher than where it is right now.
Yeah, and that's like Steve was saying, that's kind of unheard of. You used to be able to do like a rate lock right before you close and the month or before you close, but Steve's talking about a whole year rate lock, or 360 days. And most of the builders are offering it now. So that is something very interesting. It's going to cost you. It's not free, but it's definitely something to weigh the pros and cons and always get a second opinion. And ourselves and our lender partners are all here to help guide you through that.
Yeah, and if you are considering something like that, just so you know, for your information, the cost of a rate lock is roughly 0.5% of the
1%. I've seen the builders.
But the builders will often give you 1%, but then they'll charge you 1%, but then they'll give you closing costs.
Yeah, so they make up for it elsewhere.
You need to do the math with a couple of different lenders and just ultimately see what makes the most sense for you.
Okay, so let's dig into that inventory that we're finally seeing an increase in. There were 2,441 single-family homes available for sale at the end of last month. That's up 21.7% from the previous month and up 33.6% from the same time last year, which is amazing. I mean, it's still very, very slim pickings, I feel. Do you feel like you have the same for your clients, but it's better?
I mean, almost a quarter of new listings, came on the market. So, I'm still feeling it's fairly slim pickings, but it's anything compared to where we were, where there's like hardly any homes for sale is a big difference. I've been seeing as well in a lot more neighborhoods, and I'll be interested to see if this factors through in the numbers next month. But we've, or maybe you've even looked at the pending sales, I'm not sure, but there's a lot more for sale signs going up in different communities, and some of those for sale signs aren't even on the market yet. So I'm forecasting an increase in inventory again next month, which is only good for everybody. But why is the median sales price still increasing when the inventory is increasing, but the demand?
Well, there still is a lot of demand. That's the thing. Yeah, right. I mean, even though those actual sales are down, there is still a lot of demand. I would say a lot of people are looking for the same thing, which helps push it up. I mean,
What would you say most people are looking for?
I mean, we get people reaching out to us that want good schools, so they want Henderson or Summerlin. A lot of people like Lake Las Vegas, the Northwest Sky Canyon. Would you say that's what you get too?
Yeah, they're definitely the very popular areas.
Yeah.
I would say turnkey properties.
Turnkey, yes.
Is probably the big thing.
Yep.
Like, people don't generally want to do any remodeling. At the most they'll do new flooring, countertops, maybe cabinets and paint, but that's just often a big stretch for people. And one of the things in Vegas is there's very few good contractors, unfortunately. So when you're trying to find a contractor to do this work, first of all, you've got to find a good one, and then secondly, can the good one do it for you in the time frame you need?
So a lot of them are booking over a year, year and a half out.
So people are looking for turnkey properties. Yeah. I still think single-story homes are the most popular.
Yeah.
Even from young people like us that hate the stairs, like single story homes are becoming very, very popular. So
absolutely.
Yeah, if you've got a single story turnkey home with a pool as well.
Yeah, with the pool. Everyone wants a pool.
Let us know.
Yeah, we've got a buyer for you.
Yeah.
So along the line of inventory, our new listings were up 4% from the previous month, but down 1% from the same time last year. So to me, I think that's going to show that we're going to keep seeing that appreciation on price month over month. And I think we're going to end the year off with more inventory, but also continue on with that appreciation.
I'd agree.
Very last thing is our months of inventory, 0.8 months of inventory, heavily favoring the
seller.
Yeah, still favoring the seller. All right, let's look at condos and townhomes. The median sales price was $275,000. That's up 1.9% from the previous month. This is insane, and up 35.8% from the same time last year. Wow.
Yeah,
That's a
because
lot.
people as you always talk about, that the condos and townhomes has kind of got like a rebound effect from single family homes, and when we saw the market completely deplete of single family homes, people need somewhere to go, so they just ended up looking at condos and townhomes, which massively increased the amount of sales.
Yeah, I mean, in our neighborhood, our old neighborhood where we used to live in a townhome, we saw the prices increase. I mean, yeah, we saw them increase that. I mean, that makes sense. They did increase that much, 35% year over year. And I mean, when you're looking at something going from 350,000 up to 450,000, like it's a lot.
Great for the homeowner.
It's great for the homeowner. Yeah, there were 776 condos and townhomes sold last month, down 16.8% from the previous month, and down 24.2% from the same time last year. So do we think that is showing a decrease in demand for condos and townhomes?
Don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think more and more people, again, like you said, just want to be in a property to start building equity. The rents are going up astronomically as well. So
I'm just curious as to see, when and if the price appreciation month over month starts decreasing, because we don't really have an idea of like the demand that's out there other than what we see in terms of the data. But if we start getting more inventory, I'm curious as to see,
well, this is what we've been talking about, and I think it's very interesting because you can have a market correction and still have home price appreciation. And what does that look like? Okay, so inflation is very, very, very high right now. So let's say on average, I mean, what do you think is a good guess for like overall inflation of 10%? 10%, right. So think about this. Anything less than 10% year over year appreciation on a property is actually that correcting. It's not actually keeping up with inflation and with the rest of the market. Mm-hmm. So that's a way that the home prices could correct, which is what I think is going to happen. I don't think we're going to be seeing decreases. Sure. Personally.
Yeah. No one's got a crystal ball, There's so many other factors that are in the mix here. Like, for example, what's going on in Russia and Ukraine
absolutely
is a big topic, and there's so many underlying factors. Yes. And it's the knock-on effect is huge.
It's a global economy, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, because the amount of exports that come out of there for major things that we're reliant on, but not just ourselves, but animals too, like grain and food.
Food, oil, pesticides is a big one, right?
It's all got a knock-on effect. So who knows what's going to happen? But if everything kind of remains the same and everything continues as it's been going, I completely agree with you. I think that we'll get a little bit more appreciation through the year. I do think we're probably approaching what I would say is the peak time to sell your house. Yeah,
I would agree.
Right now,
100%.
To capitalize on top dollar
and getting multiple offers.
And because it's a great point. I just put a listing on the market this morning, and whereas like 2 months ago I would have had 15 requests on it.
Oh yeah.
I had 2.
Yeah.
So you can see that, and for a seller, you want to be able to leverage multiple offers to get you the best offer that makes most sense to you. So yeah, I do think it's softening, which is it's great for buyers. You're going to have more choice, more inventory. Mm-hmm. But if you're a seller and you want to cash out of a property, I'd say probably in the next month or 2 months is going to be your best option.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's carry on with these condos and townhome numbers. There were 508 units available at the end of last month, up almost 30% from the previous month, and down 2% from the same time last year. So that's great. We're seeing that added inventory, and that's showing in the new listings, which are up 11.4% from the previous month. And new listings overall are up 5% from the same time last year. So very similar to what we're seeing with the single family homes. And overall, we have 0.7 months of inventory for condos and townhomes. So we're still heavily favoring the seller, but like Steve said, we're going to see that months of inventory start to slowly creep up, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
This isn't healthy.
Yeah. It's funny because a lot of people say, oh, great for real estate agents, how the market's been. I'm like, it's not.
It's exhausting.
Because you've got to show 20 times more properties for getting paid the same amount. And even if you show 20 properties or write 20 offers, you might not even get that accepted. Right. So having more inventory is good for everybody. So yeah, I think I said this last month that I think the data from April is going to be a good guide to where we're going. I think we're pretty solid on our prediction. We'll see what the data has to bring in May.
Absolutely.
And then we'll go from there. But April was a great month. Interesting fact for you.
Yeah, tell me.
Guess who sold the most expensive house?
Oh, who did, Steven?
I sold the most expensive house, not in the whole of Las Vegas, but the whole of Las Vegas and Henderson and North Las Vegas and Boulder City last month. Most incredible home I've ever been in, you guys. We'll flash some pictures up for you. But this is a $9 million house in the Ridges in Summerlin. And wow, what a property. What's actually kind of crazy about this is we were looking for this specific type of home with my buyers for over a year.
Yeah.
So when the right property came on the market, we knew we had to move quickly on it. And even in the $9 million price range, we were in multiple offer situation with another buyer. But what's kind of crazy in this, just to toot my horn a little bit, because it is important who you hire and who you work with.
Yeah.
The buyer's age, the buyer that wrote the offer on the $9 million house.
The other buyer,
actually ended up firing their agent because their agent gave them bad advice in terms of the price point that they needed to be offering. And my client made the offer that I suggested. And in the luxury market, it's not like the lower price range where we're going to say, okay, we'll do a highest and best, we'll get back to you on Wednesday. People make decisions very, very quickly. So it's very important who you hire. The luxury market, it's lovely selling $9 million homes. So if anyone else wants one of those, let us know. But what a property.
Yeah. It's beautiful. All right. So with that, thank you everyone for watching. If you are thinking about selling or moving to the Las Vegas Henderson area, we do offer free consultations. We can do that over the phone, over a Zoom call, in your property, and you can find the link to schedule with us at our website, thethomasgrouplv.com. Thank you so much for watching. We're so grateful for you, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.